Tournaments are held to showcase and promote a competitive community surrounding a sport or hobby. There are many different ways to conduct a tournament which can affect the outcome or experience of it. Currently in Guild Wars 2, automated tournaments are organized in a single elimination style. This means that teams have no second chances. If they lose one round, they're out of the tournament. This makes the seeding, or the order in which they face each team, very important to most teams' final placement. If a team goes against a very difficult opponent and loses early on in the tournament, they would place much lower than if they went against a few teams that they could beat first. Seeding is currently based on the amount of qualifying points which are earned from the daily automated tournaments, and obviously they count for other daily automated tournaments, but they're more important for the monthly automated tournament seeding. So teams with higher qualifying points will be seeded higher and will basically face harder opponents later on, or opponents with more qualifying points, because the seeding tries to spread out higher qualifying teams into their own brackets. Other tournament formats can include double elimination, which is just single elimination with a second bracket or a second chance. There's round robin, where every team faces every other team at least once, and the teams with higher win ratios move onward. The upcoming patch will introduce a Swiss-style tournament format to automated tournaments, along with 2v2s. Swiss tournaments work similarly to round robin. Teams will get a score based on their win ratio. However, they will not necessarily face off against every other team. Instead, teams will face off against teams with similar scores. For example, a team with a score of 2 wins, 1 loss will go against a team with 2 wins, 1 loss, or something close if there isn't an even number of teams. This greatly reduces the importance of seeding, because the order in which a team loses does not matter, and they can still remain in the tournament after a loss. After a number of rounds, depending on the number of teams, the teams with the highest win ratios will move on. In Guild Wars 2 automated tournaments, this next section will be a single elimination finals, with the number of rounds corresponding to the amount of teams in the tournament. Teams that only lose one match during the Swiss rounds should always make it to the elimination bracket, based on the math that they'll be using. So basically, there's a Swiss section and then there's a single elimination section. So the reason for this is, if it was fully Swiss, it would be a little bit too long. The single elimination kind of pushes it forward and eliminates a lot of teams after a certain point, but it also gives them a little bit of a push at the beginning and doesn't eliminate them too fast. So what are the benefits of adding a Swiss section to automated tournaments? First of all, newer teams who get seeded against stronger teams early won't be eliminated immediately. This puts more emphasis on the playing of the game rather than the outcome of the tournament, because after all, it is a game. People trying to get into competitive organized 5v5s will have a place to reliably practice, even if they aren't constantly winning. This is a great addition for newer players trying to get into the scene. Also, this gives players a place to PvP with friends, because unranked is a bit casual. It may not be the right place to queue as a 5 for some players. However, ATs can be too short as well, and once they're over, PvPers can only duo queue in ranked, so they have to drop off 3 of their players. This provides more sustainable content for group PvP. For more experienced players, however, Swiss allows them a chance to iterate their comp mid-tourney even if they drop a match, so it doesn't feel like they had really bad luck going against a counter comp or playing on a map that is a severe disadvantage to their comp. So it gives them a little bit more of a leeway and allows good teams to really prove themselves. While this can still apply in the elimination bracket, it'll still be much more fair by that point. For the viewers of the tournament, it should be much more narratively entertaining. Having the best match occur early on in the tournament can be rather anticlimactic, and Swiss helps to usher better teams to the finals regardless of the qualifying points seeding. While this is sort of arbitrary for the fairness of the competition, it definitely creates hype and keeps more viewers present for longer, which benefits the game's standings on YouTube and Twitch or any other content platform. While I think Swiss is a great improvement to the game, there are some trade-offs to its implementation. Because Swiss sections will lengthen the average duration of automated tournaments, players will be obligated to stay for longer time frames. If there are two really good teams in the tournament which will meet in the finals, but the rest of the teams may not compare, this results in a longer time before these two teams get their good match. Of course, that is not as big of an issue for reward-driven players because the rewards will scale up with the number of rounds played in the tournament. So there isn't a static reward for first place, second place, third place anymore. It depends on the amount of games played. The length of these tournaments, however, may result in less teams participating in them, because Swiss introduces a longer time gate. This would result in the opposite effect of welcoming newer casual players into PvP, as they might not have enough time to invest in them. Players can choose to decline their match if they can't stay long enough to finish the tournament, but of course that would be disappointing if the rest of the group wishes to proceed. I don't know, what do you guys think? Will Swiss tournaments greatly improve the tournament scene, or will it have just as many detractions as benefits? Let me know in the comments, and like this video if you want to see more of these topics.